It's about time.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 biggest differences between Avatar's animated show and its live-action series.
And all
Beware
the
of
shit
major
and
spoilers
fucked
ahead.
up things they
There are
missed or
always
did.
ways to get in the game. If you know which pieces to
So
throw.
curious if there's any I missed.
Number 20. King Boomy is nearly blown up.
Oh
The
yeah.
Mechanist was on his way to meet his ruler.
Yeah, this was kinda
Jet
stupid,
freedom
but it's no
fighters
big deal.
venture into carrying a
I don't
box
think this
of
was a big
highly
deal.
explosive blasting jelly.
Kinda didn't make sense, but this whole episode didn't make sense. They tried to combine 3 freaking episodes into one.
Fortunately, Katara was able to stop this assassination attempt at the very last moment. This tense sequence never actually occurred in the animated show.
For good
Instead of using
reasons.
Blasting jelly to try to assassinate
Oh
Boomy,
yeah. Oh, like I said, this is because they tried to combine 3 episodes into one, so they took little stuff from each thing and make it into one.
Thanks to Sokka's quick
Yeah, it didn't make
I
sense.
warned the villagers of your plan, just in time.
What?
At first, they didn't believe me.
The circumstances of these blasting jelly incidents were definitely different, but it's great to see that members of the Water Tribe prevented deaths in both mediums. Number 19. Haru never
Oh
appeared.
yeah.
During the 2005
I hated
series,
this.
A kid named Haru
This was
initially
this
hid
was
his
my one of my
elemental skills
favorite
because
episodes in the
little
whole
tiny
show,
soldiers
animated
had
show.
outlawed earthbending.
After the attack,
The fact they didn't
rounded up my father and every
show
other
this
Earthbender
at all. Oh, I
we
hated it.
haven't
I remember
seen them
talking
since.
about it at the
So
end. It
that's why you hide your earthbending.
was so
Shortly
stupid.
after Katara encouraged
It was
him
one of
to
the most
use his
beautiful
talent to
episodes
save
as well.
someone, he got arrested and forced onto the same prison his dad was sent to.
And he was
The Waterbender,
low-key integral part in season
yeah,
3 then.
encouraged a bunch of Earthbenders to revolt. Although this story introduced fans to a great character and highlighted Katara's ability to inspire others, Haru was
That's so
completely
true as
absent
well.
from
That
the
was a big
live-action
episode
show.
for
The
Katara.
imprisoned Earthbender that Azula fought seemed to be the only nod to the character's story. Like Katara,
Was that
we're
what's supposed to
still
be?
holding out hope that we'll see Haru
If that's what
again.
it was supposed to be, that's so
Katara,
stupid.
Thank you for bringing my father back to me. I never
God, this
thought
whole
I'd see
thing
him
is gonna
again.
Oh,
be me being
Number
negative.
18. Momo's near-death experience.
This was so
Live-action
unnecessary.
Avatar came dangerously close to losing their flying lemur during the siege.
God,
of the
if they
North.
even
After
kid
a
about
fire
that,
sent a
there would have
piece of
been a
debris
revolt.
towards a kid,
They would
Momo
have had to
rescued his wife
reshoot the
and put
show
child to
again
sleep.
after it was already uploaded.
Barely.
Oh God,
Here,
I would love to get to talk to the writers and the
Thankfully,
the directors to see what they were thinking in the making of this whole show. The producers,
Momo's time
whoever
in
the
North
lead
was
dude
less
was.
traumatic in the original version of the story. He spent the majority of the siege well out of harm's way. In a hilarious twist, Momo actually put himself in danger when he voluntarily attacked Admiral Zhao.
Joe! The Invincible!
Hello.
While we
I
would love
remember
to see
that.
scene recreated, the leader
Why
was
wasn't that
probably
scene
busy
recreated?
healing from his heroic
Because
save
Admiral
to
Zhao as
attack
well
and
was a
fight back.
seriously
Number
punched
17,
up character.
Iroh shares a prison with the Avatar. Shortly after Zuko and Aang publicly
This I
fought
liked.
in Omashu, the Airbender got arrested.
This
The
I
prince
enjoyed.
only got away because his uncle Iroh caused a distraction that the authorities weren't too fond
Because
of.
this was
We later
actually
discovered that Aang and Iroh were sent to the same
this was actually
Omashu jail.
relatable. It was a bit loyal to the actual animated show, but it added a little
I
twist.
captured him too.
This is what's supposed to happen when you're doing a live
Mr.
action of
was
something.
never imprisoned at the same time in the animated show. Originally, Aang and his friends got arrested in Omashu after
Oh
destroying
yeah,
a
no,
valuable vessel.
I'm totally
While Iroh
screwing
didn't get
up now.
killed in that city, he was later captured by Earth Kingdom soldiers.
Yes,
while
now
he
even I'm
had
confusing the
Changing
original
events
show because
so
of
that
all the
general and
combinations in the live
Avatar
action.
ended up in the same jail.
Oh, shame on me.
More time to talk than they originally had in the animated season.
I
1.
just love
What
Uncle
happened
Iroh.
here happened the world over. That's what a century of war will do.
A war started by the Fire Nation. And a war the Fire Nation could end.
If it were only that simple.
Number 16, Jet and Tail
Yes.
arrived much earlier.
Yes.
Longtime
This whole
fans
section
were
of the
likely
live action
surprised
show
when
was
they saw
so
Tail
stupid.
ride towards Omashu in the 3rd episode of
Wasn't
the adaptation.
surprised, it made no
I'm not an
sense.
Airbender.
God, I'm negative.
An airbender. Of course I'm not.
The character and his mechanist father originally appeared at the Northern Air Temple near the end of season 1 of the animated show. But the surprises didn't end
Yeah.
there. Jet and his crew of freedom fighters had a
I
full
think they
episode
thought it was gonna be
dedicated
like
to their
taken
debut
very
in
much
the
more
2005
positively.
series. But in live action,
But
they just
storytelling,
so
it made
happened to
so
live near
no
Oahu
zero
as
sense.
well. Since Teo, the Mechanist, Jet, and the Freedom Fighters meet Team Avatar members at around the same time, they all had less time to shine. But all the characters still managed to make major impacts on the overall story.
Look at the power you have. That's because of me.
That wasn't you. That was me.
Number 15, Zhao and Zuko's Fragile Partnership.
I
When Zhao
won't
was
forgive them
introduced
for
in the
how
2005
much they
show,
made
we
Zhao
could
look so
immediately
much
tell
worse
he
in the
and
live
hot-headed
action.
Zuko wouldn't get along.
Don't
The
underestimate
fact they didn't
Zhao.
include the
I will
Agni
get
Kai
the
between
Avatar
Zuko and Zhao as well, I hate.
That's enough. You can't compete with
He
me.
was so much
In
more
fact,
menacing
they
in the
went from
freaking
being
animated
cordial to
show.
fighting during the first episode that they spent together. It took them a lot longer to throw fire at each other in the 2024 show. Instead of dueling, the two agreed to work together to capture the Avatar.
And if you'll permit me, working together, we'd be able to devote twice.
This is a
as many
sniveling
resources
variation of the
to
actual
Hans,
character.
Obviously,
I hate it
with your highness
so much.
taking the lead.
But behind the scenes, Zuko and Zhao undermined each other at every turn. It was interesting to see them try to pretend that they could ever be true allies. And although they acted more professional in live action, they eventually took after their animated counterparts and fought all out.
Yeah, but the acting professional was not needed. None of the people wanted that.
Number 14, Bumi's Deadly Test.
Wasn't it? No,
In
this
both
was
versions
real
of
though.
the series,
Yeah.
Bumi is an eccentric and elderly king.
And he did
that
test
constantly
the
tests
Avatar.
his very old friend Aang. On the animated show, the royal threatens to harm Sokka and Katara if the Avatar fails.
I don't have time for your crazy games. Give me my friends back. We're leaving.
Oh, I thought you might refuse. So I will give your friend some special souvenirs.
It's only after Aang passes the test that Bumi reveals that the Water Tribe heroes were never in any real
Rock
danger.
candy.
The live-action version of the king took his test much more seriously.
Yeah, the
During
tests
final
were kind
trial,
of stupid, but
Bumi
at least they
tells
were
his
kind of
old
loyal
friend
to the
that
original.
letting him die is the only way to achieve success.
Oh yeah.
And you win.
They tried to make this so much more dramatic.
Yes, it is. One that requires you to make impossible choices.
Ironically, Sokka
God,
and Katara
they
end up
sucked
saving
the
king
life
from
out of
certain
this
death.
freaking show.
Bumi's grim test served as a reminder that the adaptation was willing to go to new and darker places.
Which was
Number
so
13,
ah.
Zuko fights his father. After the Fire Nation prince
This
openly
was the
criticized
one.
King
This was one of the
General's
few
military
things they
plan,
added, which
he
I thought was
ordered to
so
fight
cool.
in a deadly Agni Kai.
Because they showed
When the
this
duel
shit.
started, Zuko
Because this was
shocked
stuff
and
we
learned that he
knew,
had to
but they
battle
never
his
showed
father.
it. They actually showed it was amazing.
I'm here to duel General.
Maybe it was a bit more darker,
here
probably in the
because you
live
have
action
no
than they would
respect
have in
for
the
our
anime
military.
version, but still, it was
Animated
amazing.
Prince immediately surrendered without throwing a solitary flame. Although the live-action Zuko tried to do the same, he eventually gave into pressure and half-heartedly fought the Fire Lord. The biggest change between mediums occurred when Zuko got a chance to claim victory and held back. Sadly, the prince's hesitation only angered Ozai more. The Fire Lord immediately
I still like
turned
this
the fight
version though.
around
This
and
I
messaged
like.
Zuko
This.
about mercy. Ozai then followed
What
the
number is
blueprint
this?
of the original series and gave his son a
1
permanent scar.
out of 13 I like.
Is a sign of weakness.
1 out of 7. Wait, wrong numbers. This was uncomfortable to watch.
Number 12, the secret tunnel journey.
This is the most stupid part they did in the whole freaking show. They took one of... Oh, they ruined the secret tunnel story. The secret tunnel!
Traveling singers told the heroes
And
that
the
love was
singing
the
group.
key to getting to their destination safely. Sokka and Katara end up fighting until a badger mole arrives. Once the animal sensed that the siblings cared about each other, he led them to safety.
Love is brightest in the dark.
I can't believe they ruined
It wasn't
this
about the
one.
crystals.
They
It's not
ruined
what guided Bella
this.
through the mountains.
This
So
plotline didn't
stupid!
unfold in the animated series until season 2. Additionally, Katara and Aang navigated through the tunnels with light crystals alone. And lastly, a badger mole only agrees to help Sokka because it liked music.
Oh yeah, I forgot this.
Come on, guys.
Stepping out.
All the secret tunnel
Secret
changes kept viewers on the edge of their
tunnels!
seats throughout the journey.
No, it kept me on the edge of my seats because I threw the seat at the chair at the window.
Waterbending to fight in the Northern Water Tribe.
I wanted to ask, where will I be stationed during the battle?
In the kitchen.
Women aren't allowed in combat.
That's what Paco wanted to say.
But everything changed after Katara challenged Master Paku to a fight. Although she loses,
They
in
did
both
this.
mediums,
This they
what
did
happens
actually
after the
very
battle
good.
Majorly varies between the shows. In the animated series, Paku's reminded that he would have married Katara's grandmother if not for his tribe's traditions.
Gran wouldn't let your tribe's stupid customs run her life. That's why she left. It must have taken a lot of courage.
He then
I forgot these little
become
details.
waterbender
God, I need to
and
rewatch this show.
Paku's romance was never mentioned in the
That's
live-action
true, I
show.
forgot about that.
Appearances are always deceiving.
After fighting Katara, he simply walked away. Although the master never gave the young waterbender lessons, he did grow to respect her skills. The adaptation also included an epic change where Paku told soldiers to listen to Katara's orders.
This was a good change.
Paku sent you to me?
This was a good change. This got me choked up.
Number 10. Azula is an active player. Fan favorite villain Azula.
I don't know that I
only
didn't.
had
I
two
thought.
non-speaking appearances.
I don't know if I
during
don't.
the first season of the original series.
I kinda liked that
She
Azula
gets
was more involved.
significantly more to do on the live-action
I'm not gonna
show.
lie.
Azula exposes assassins.
I kinda like it.
Manipulates people into following her lead and leads the conquest of Omashu.
But she did
She
lead
even
it as well in the
introduced more
animation.
fan favorites
No,
like
or she
Aang
was
and Ty Lee
involved.
earlier than expected.
I did
The
like that
biggest
part.
departure from
I
the
wasn't
series
hated.
was her alliance with Zhao.
If it were me,
Yeah, that was stupid.
I'd send more resources to Zhao.
Yeah, that was stupid.
See what he can do with a little support.
Throughout the season,
That was so
Azula gives
stupid.
him resources in the hope that he'd undermine her brother. It was fun to get some insight into what this villain might have been up to during that first season.
That was
Hopefully,
stupid.
it
I
isn't
didn't
long
mind
before
seeing
we get to
Azula
see
more.
Azula actively throw blue flames at the heroes.
Those poor suckers having to train with Azula.
Number 9. Han isn't a joke. In the animated series, Han was a cocky Northern Water Tribe soldier who was engaged to Princess
He was like
Yue.
the arrogant douche I expect in American beach movies.
And she comes with the most perks.
Despite having little actual battle experience, the self-absorbed kid thought
He
was
was
better than
so
Han.
annoying
The
in
two
the
even
animated
came
show.
to
It's
blows
unbelievable.
After a conversation got too heated. By contrast, the live-action Han
In the live action, he was the
respected
nicest.
Sokka.
You want to ask me about fighting?
You have something none of us have.
In live action, he was the nicest. I wanted to be friends with him.
Fire Nation armor. Is it metal?
The new version of the Northern Water Tribe character also announced that Yue broke off their engagement. In the end, both Hans
Why?
ended up
Like,
charging headfirst
why?
into danger
Yes, he
to
was an
protect their tribe.
honorable warrior.
This implies
But
that the
why did
animated
they
character
change
met a
it?
terrible fate
Unnecessary.
after a humorous and hilarious defeat.
Admiral Choi,
Yes, this great moment.
prepare to meet your fate.
Wow.
As I was saying,
Sadly,
Iroh
it's
looking
clear
so
that the humble
disappointed.
and noble live-action Han didn't survive the battle either. Number 8. The gang never meets the deserter. During the animated
can't believe I
game tournament,
forgot about
they're
this.
introduced to a firebending
Oh my
master
god, I
named
can't believe I
John.
forgot about
This creature was
this.
infamously known as the deserter.
He's one of those
because
badass
the
characters that
Fire
didn't
Nation
show
Navy, after
in the
realizing
animated
how
show.
much the military force was devastating the world.
Oh my
I can't believe my
god.
former master has become nothing more than a simple savage. It is
Can't believe I didn't. Oh my.
Although Zhang attempts to teach Aang firebending
He
basics,
was
the young kid
so
loses control and harms
cool.
Katara. While she fortunately learns that she can heal herself with waterbending.
Yeah, but this would involve Aang doing any other type of bending. But because in the Netflix show, he only learns air.
Tried to tell me
And
that
apparently,
already.
he's gonna fight the Fire Lord Ozai with just airbending. Because that's their logic.
Zhang's complex backstory and interactions with Aang never made it to
God,
the
I'm
live-action
getting
series.
heated.
Although the live-action show gave Katara a different opportunity to learn healing, fans still deserve some time with the deserter.
Amen.
Number 7. Zuko's crew members aren't random.
This
Throughout
episode
season
was
one,
a shock.
the hot-headed prince of the Fire Nation
This
would
episode was
often
a
lash
shock.
out at his crew. Zuko's relationship with them was rough.
The story
So
they did for
discovered
this
how
was
they got their assignment. Every member of
was
the
a
crew
shock.
was part of a military division that was going to be sacrificed to win a Fire Nation battle.
If you send them into the heart of the forces, how will they retreat?
They won't.
But they'll be lost.
Poor kids.
We're gonna sacrifice them.
Poor
After
kids.
Zuko criticized the plan, his father scarred him. As a final reminder of the traumatic incident, Ozai turned the soldiers who were going to be sacrificed into the prince's crew.
And since you're so concerned with the 41st Division, take them with you.
That was a shock
This
of a
huge
variation.
twist was absent from the
Because I
original
like how they
series.
did it in the
While Zuko
original
earned his
series,
crew's respect
but
for
it
his heroic
was
act on the animated
kind of
show,
good.
The live-action soldiers saluted the prince.
It was
after
good, and this
defeating
moment
the
got me in my
Review.
heart.
Attention!
This moment was so good.
Our prince has returned.
Number 6. Yue has more power.
This was what the fuck.
Answered his prayer and imbued me with some of its essence and restored my life.
I love this
Animated
Princess
live
Yue,
action
but
versions of Yue
of the live
became
action.
connected
But what
to
the fuck? Where did
Moon
this
Spirit
come
Queen
from?
After it saved their lives.
She
This
can
permanently linked up to the lunar
dreamscape.
presence. While the animated Yue seemingly only had that ability, the 2024 version got 2 new skills. Although the original character could only waterbend after dying, Amber Midthunder's take on the princess could always manipulate
This
water.
was so
The
out of
live-action
nowhere.
Yue also got a new ability where she could travel to the spirit world while she
Like,
slept.
It also
why?
means I have the ability to visit the spirit world.
Like,
In-
why?
Her new power allowed her to meet and connect with Sokka before they met in person. Since Yue owed her life to Twee's intervention, giving her spiritual and waterbending powers made sense. Her abilities
No!
also helped make her final goodbye even sadder.
No!
Iroh kills the Moonslayer. After Zuko was nearly assassinated on Admiral Zhao's orders, the prince returned to get revenge.
You're alive.
Although the
Yep.
two fight in every reality, the Netflix show added a shocking new conclusion. After the live-action Zuko beat his rival, Zhao tried
Trying
hit
to
the
remember
prince
how
with a
did
sneak
how
attack.
did
Iroh immediately
how did General
intervened
Zhao
and
get
instantly
get
killed
cooked
the
in the
admiral.
animated show?
Zuko's uncle notably was a lot more lenient.
That was
when
so
the
good.
Moonslayer tried the same move at
That
a
was
different
so
point
good.
in the original series. But
Just
more
smack.
significantly, Zhao's final battle ended when he was
Oh,
snatched up by the
yeah.
ocean spirit.
Aang
Although Zuko
took
tried
him.
to save his bitter rival, the admiral memorably accepted his fate and was dragged underwater.
He was taken to the
It's safe to
spirit
say
world
that
and then
Korra was
shown in the
behind
Legend of
any
Korra.
variant of Zhao.
Yeah.
the Conqueror. I am the Moonslayer. I will capture the Avatar.
Hopefully we're not trapped in here as long as that guy.
Number 4. Aang and Gyatso
Oh, this
reunite.
whole
Growing up,
this
Aang saw Gyatso as both a
this is
wise
when he
mentor
met him
and
again when
trusted
Aang was in
friend.
the spirit
They
world.
spent
This
a
I
lot of
liked.
quality time
This I
together
liked.
Before fate cruelly
I think
tore
that's
them
like
apart.
3.
Shortly
3 out of
after
20 I
Aang's
like so
avatar
far.
state kicked in and froze him in a block of ice.
Seeing
Gyatso
Monkey
died
Gyatso
in a
again,
battle with fire
that was
benders.
kind of nice.
In
I
the
like
original
this.
series, the two never saw each other again after these traumatic events.
I kind of liked
That's
it. I
why our
didn't.
jaws
I wasn't mad at
When
it.
Aang found Gyatso in the spirit
At
world,
first, I thought that was like a lie. I thought was that like, I thought it was a trick,
Finally made it.
but I liked
their
it.
reunion is incredibly emotional, satisfying, and heart-achingly brief. Although they still didn't get to say a proper goodbye, it was great to get a new scene where Gyatso and Aang got to speak one last
This was
time.
really good. I really enjoyed this.
We talk about it when I get back.
Of course.
Number 3. Aang isn't concerned about the comet. At the beginning of the war,
They don't even
Fire
mention the
and
comet.
soldiers gained extra
That's
life
another
because
thing.
Sozin's comet
I can
was
go
flying
into another
ahead.
tirade
They
about
used
all
their
the things that
enhanced
make
powers to
zero
kill nearly
sense.
all the air nomads. Avatar Roku warned Aang about the danger of Sozin's comet in the animated
But
series.
they didn't mention it.
Additionally, The Last Airbender learned that the celestial body would return by the end of the summer.
Sozin's comet will return by the
But they
end
didn't.
of the summer.
Because the conversation he had with Avatar Roku as well made zero sense. Because that was different.
The ominous comet news understandably unnerved Aang and further motivated him to master all the elements.
Yeah.
Despite being a major plot point in the source
But-
material,
say
Roku
it,
never
say it.
told the latest version
Thank
of the Airbender about the comet. We can only hope that Aang learns about the Dark Cosmic Event.
He's gonna learn about it a week before it arrives.
See the return.
When he's still learning the waterbending.
Sozin's comet.
Number 2. Ko sneaks into the story
I hated
early.
this so fucking
Shortly
much.
after the live-action Aang
I hated this
accidentally
so
brought Sokka and Katara
much.
into the spirit world, the siblings met Wan Shi-tong.
Even
were
Wang
tormented
Chi-tan,
by
why was
visions
Wang
and
Chi-tan
got
there?
captured by the twisted Ko.
I hated this so much.
Now why?
Because Ko was so much more bigger and his role in the animated series more
Aang then had
impactful.
to discover how
Here it
Avatar
was
Roku
so
bested
just
the villain
thrown away.
before the creature consumed his
They
friends.
tried to put
In
so
the
much
animated
characters
series,
in one
the
just so they can
siblings
please
didn't
the
meet Wan
fans.
Shi-tong until much later. More importantly, they were never captured by Ko. Although Sokka was taken into the spirit world, he didn't remember the experience.
What happened?
You were trapped in the spirit world for 24 hours. How are you feeling?
Like I seriously need to use the bathroom.
The animated Aang mainly went to see Roku to talk about Sozin's comet. Lastly, the Avatar voluntarily visited Ko to get information. To make matters creepier, that version of the character snatched the faces of anyone.
God, I remember watching this episode first time as a kid. I was so freaking freaked out. Oh my god, that scene scared the living hell out of me.
Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Nope.
Number 1. Aang and the Avatars.
Oh
Within the
yeah.
live-action universe, Aang can speak to his past lives in places
Wherever
that are
he wants.
significant to them. This allowed the Avatar
Oh,
to
live
speak to
action?
Kyoshi
No.
while he was on
In
her
this
island.
in the series wherever he
Additionally,
wants.
she was able to borrow his body to fight Fire Nation.
That
invaders.
was so epic.
Know about the power of the
That was so freaking epic.
I will show you. What
Avatar
power
Kyoshi is so epic.
Before the season
And
ended,
that casting
Aang
was so
also
good.
spoke to Roku and Karuk. Each Avatar dropped
Karuk
major
was so
details
kind
about
of
their
cool to
past
see 'cause it
and
was
helped
so
the
different.
Airbender continue his journey. By contrast, Aang only spoke to Roku during season 1 of the animated series. He didn't meet Kyoshi or Karuk until the 4-part series finale.
Oh,
By changing how
yeah.
Aang communes with his past lives, the live-action series has made it possible for new and familiar avatars
That's
to
true.
majorly affect the story.
That I don't mind. So 4 out of 20, the changes.
What change surprised you the most?
Everything.
Let us know in the comments below.
The wall was so shit.